Good afternoon. My voice is audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'm starting. We will not waste our time because we wait for 1 minute, but no one joined. Very few we are joined. Let's see last in the last meeting what we learned. What we learned in last meeting. What I taught you. IP
IP
address.
addresses, types.
Yes, correct. Yes, correct. Just within a few minutes, I will explain again. I will explain that IP address because our next topic is subnetting, and subnetting is completely depend on IP address. See, IP address is a string of number that is assigned to device to identify it on the internet. IP address is a unique address, unique identify a device on IP network. The address is made up of 32 binary bits, which can be divisible into a net and portion help of subnet mask. Now, today we will setting and the IP address is shown in dotted decimal format. One example I given you. Then IP address is for the interface of host. Multiple interfaces means multiple IP addresses. See this part, network address, host address. Whole IP address is 32-bit IP address. In that 4 parts, 8 bits. 10 classes of IP address, A, B, C, D, E, 5 classes IP address having. A is having 0 to 8. This is 8 bits, starts from 0. Class B is starts from 10, and class C is begins with the bits 110, and class D is 1110, but class D is used for multicast address and class E is unused. Afterwards, we saw types of IP address like unicast IP address, multicast IP address, broadcast IP address. Then two types of IP addresses, IPv4 and IPv6. We saw this in detail. IPv4 having few drawbacks. Then they implemented IPv6. Now afterwards we see these two options, static IP address and dynamic IP address. Then drawbacks or benefit of this IP address. This is the all part of our last session. I mentioned link here. If you click on this link, you will get more information about IP address also, and you can see some videos also. Those are depend on IP address. Now our today's topic is what is subnetting and subnet mask. See, subnetting is to divide the larger network into a smaller subnetwork. That is subnets. Subnetwork is say that word is network is subnetting is the larger network into a smaller subnetworks or subnets. We always reserve an IP address to identify the subnet and another one to identify the broadcast address within the subnet. Subnetting breaks up a larger network into a smaller, which is more efficient and would conserve a great amount of addresses. The smaller network created a smaller broadcast that generates less broadcast traffic. Besides, subnet also simplifies fault troubleshooting by isolating network problems down to their specific existence. Now, if our network is very big, then if I want to send one multi-broadcast message, then I will send this that whatever message I will send to that in that broadcast, then it will goes to every machine. Then it makes a traffic, increases the traffic. If we want to reduce the traffic, then what we can do? We can make it subpart. Suppose in finance department, account department, one is employee or HR department. 3 departments are there. Suppose this is whole network. If I am sending one message to, if I want to send one message in only a cell department, but when I broadcast message, then it will go to every department. Like in all departments, that message will go. Then what happens? It will increase our broadcast traffic. If I make it in small part, like suppose sub part for sales department, one part for HR department, one part for account or any other department, then what we are doing, we are distributing the network. We are making from one whole network, from the one whole network, we are making a small networks. That is a subnet. A subnet mask is a 32-bit or 128-bit number that segments an existing IP address in TCP/IP net. It is used by the TCP/IP protocol to determine whether a host is on the local subnet or on a remote network. Subnet mask divides the IP address into a network addresses and host addresses. Hence, to identify which part of IP address is reserved for network and which part is available for host use. Once given IP address and its subnet mask, the network address or subnet of host can be determined. Usually, subnet calculators are readily available online that divide an IP network into a subnet. Means what is the working of subnet? Subnet is divides the network, divides the IP address in 2 parts. That is a host address and one part is network address. See, again I am reading. The subnet mask divides the IP address into a network address and host address. Hence, to identify which part of IP address reserved for network and which part is available for host use. Once the given IP address and its subnet mask, the network address of host can be determined. Usually, a subnet calculator are readily available on network. See, subnetting. Subnetting is the foundation underlying the expansion of both local network and internet in the today's world. The subnetting has become essential knowledge for administrator or any network. There are 2 fundamental reasons why subnetting has so much importance in the today's networking environment. First is the world is running out of available IP addresses. There just isn't an unlimited number of IP addresses available, and subnetting helps extend the existing addresses until either the next version of IP is rolled out or some other technology charges on the scene. Means what subnetting is doing, already now the number of IP addresses are available. That subnetwork or subnetting helps them extend the existing address until either the next version of IP is rolled out or some other technology charged on the scene. This is the first benefit of subnet. And the next is subnetting reduces the size of routing table stored in routers. Subnetting extends the existing IP addresses base and restructure the IP address. As a result, router must have a way to extract from IP address both the network address and host address. This is a part of subnetting. Now subnet, there are only 3 usable IP address classes. Class A, Class B and Class C. In that, Class A network have the highest number of available hosts and Class C network have the fewest number of hosts. Now we will see the network mask. The subnet mask is a number that defines a range of IP address available within a network. See, these concepts now, IP address, network mask, subnet mask, these they are using in network people, they are using very easily, but try to understand the concept behind that word. What is network mask? Why we are giving the network mask number, subnet mask, use of that mask and how to give a subnet mask. This is important. Now we will see what is a subnet mask number. that defines a range of IP addresses available within the network. How many IP addresses are available in our network? That will shown by a subnet mask number. A single subnet mask limits the number of valid IPs for a specific network. Multiple subnet masks can organize a single network into a smaller network called a subnetworks or subnets. Then distinguishes which portion of address identifies the network and which portion of address identifies the node. See, the default mask for class A is 0.0.0. For class 250
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
255.0.0 and for class C, hello, now my voice is audible. See, again I am saying what is subnet mask. A subnet mask is number that defines the range of IP addresses available within the network. If a single subnet mask is present in our network, then single subnet mask having limits the number of valid IPs for a specific network. But if multiple subnet masks, what they are doing, they can organize a single network into a smaller networks. That is called a subnetworks or subnets. Distinguishes which portion of the address identifies the network part and which portion of address identifies the node or host part. For that, default mask of class A is 255.0.0 means first part is only 255. In class B, two parts are 255.255. Then other remaining are 0.0. And then class C is 255.255.255. Last one is 0. This is a default mask of class A, class B and class C. Subnetting creates a multiple logical network that exists within a single class A, B or C network. If you do not subnet, you will only be able to use one network from your class A, class B or class C network, which is unrealistic. Each data link on network must have a unique network ID, with every node on that link being a member of the same network. See, what is that saying? Each data link on network have a unique network ID, that network having a unique network ID with every node on that link being a member of the same network. Then what is the difference between subnet and subnet mask? See, first is subnet denotes a range of addresses that can be allocated to host, such as 192.168. Other parts remaining. The subnet mask is classified way of representing which bits are part of network portion or of the address versus the host bits of the address. Means subnet is denote the range of addresses that can be allocated to host, and subnet mask are giving us detailed information about which part is for network and which part is for host. The subnet mask for A per 24 network is 255.255. See, benefits of subnet. Subnet, what subnet is doing? Due to subnet, if we are dividing our big network in small network, then we can reduce network traffic, optimize network performance, simplified management. If our network is small or grouped in small, then we can easily manage that network. Facilitate spanning of large geographical distance. Then IP subnet 0. This command allows you to use the first and last subnet in your network design. For example, suppose a class C mask of 192 provides the subnet 64 and 128. But with the IP subnet 0 command, you now get to use a subnet 0, 64, 128 and 192. This is for class C. I will take one example, then you can understand how they are setting or configuring this subnet. See, subnetting network IDs. A 3-step example of how to default a class A subnet mask is applied to class A address See decimal. What is decimal of IP address? Suppose IP address is 123.123.123.001. In the binary format also I mentioned. In the another is subnet mask. What is subnet mask? 255.0.0.0. Network ID is 123. First part is 123, that is network ID. Other part is 0.0.0. See, in the previous slide, the default class subnet mask is class A subnet mask 255, correct? Is and D with the class A address is 123.123.123.001. Using the Boolean algebra, which result in the network ID 123.0.0.0 being a revealed. The default class B subnet mask is 255.255. Means when we are using class A, then we are using only first time 255. Other part is 0.0.0.3 zeros. When we are using class B, then two parts are 255.255. Then strips out the 16-bit the network ID and the default class C showing the 255.255.255.0 strips out the 24-bit network ID. Now are you getting? In the first part 255 one times, in class B 2 times, that is the 16-bit, class A 8-bit, class B 16-bit network ID, and in the class C the 3, that is the 24-bit network ID is there. Subnetting, subnet and subnet mask are all different. See, in fact the first create second and is identified by the third. Subnetting is the process of dividing a network and its IP address into a segments, each of which called as a subnetwork or subnet. Are you getting this point? See, again I am reading. The subnetting means is the process of dividing a network and its IP address. What subnetting is doing? It divides the network and IP address also into a segment, each of which is called a subnetwork or subnet. The subnet mask is a 32-bit number that the router uses the cover-up network address to show which bits are being used to identify the subnet. We will see one by one subnetting. See, a network has its own unique address, such as class B network with the address is, suppose this is they given the example of class B, the 172.20.0.0, which has all zeros in the host portion of address. From the basic definition of class B network and default class B subnet mask, you know that this network can be created as a single network that is contain 534 individual hosts because the range of class B. Then through the use of subnetting, the network from the previous slide can be logically divided into a subnets with a fewer hosts on each subnetwork. It does not improve the available shared bandwidth only, but it cuts down on the amount of broadcast traffic generated over the entire network as well. Then the next point is primary benefits of subnetting. Which are primary benefits? First is fewer IP addresses, often as few as one, are needed to provide addressing to a network and subnetting. Then subnetting usually results in a smaller routing table in routers beyond the local internetwork. Then example, when the network administrator divides the 172.20.0.0 network into a 5 smaller network. See now what I am saying, first 2 digits are for network, another digit are for host. Now suppose our network ID is 170.20. Then how we are dividing our network into 5 smaller networks? Our first network is 172.20.1.0. Another is 2.0, then 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, so on up to the outside world still sees the network 172.20.0.0, but the internal routers now break the network addressing into a 5 smaller subnetworks. Hope so now you understand what is subnetting and how we are dividing that subnetwork part. Are you getting this point? The first two address 172.20, these are the network address. Now we are distributing this network for 5 smaller networks. In that, we mentioned the 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and 5.0. See, these are, we are converted that biggest network into a 5 smaller network. But still the internal routers now break the network addressing into the 5 smaller sub-networks. In the example, only a single IP address is used to reference the network, and instead of 5 network addresses, only one network reference is included in the routing table of routers on the other networks. This is a part of subnetting. Now borrowing bits to grow a subnet. How we are growing our subnet? See, the key concept of subnetting is borrowing bit from the host portion of the network to create another subnetwork. Means what happened here? Suppose rules govern this borrowing ensure that some bits are left for host ID. The rules require that 2 bits remains available to use for the host ID, that all the subnet bits cannot be all ones or zeros at the same time. This is important. Listen again. The first part is the rules require that 2 bits remain available to use the host ID. Correct? And that all the subnet bits cannot be all ones or zeros at the same time. For each IP address class, only a certain number of bits can be borrowed from the host portion for use in the subnet mask. What they are saying, see, the address class A, B, C, D. Host bits 24, 16 and 8, and bits available for subnet. How many bits are available for subnet? From 24, 22, from 16, 14, and from 8, 6. See here again. For each IP address class, only a certain number of bits can be borrowed from the host portion for use in the subnet mask. Subnetting a class A network. How to subnet this class A? The default subnet mask for class A network is 255.0.0, which allows for more than 16. See how much? 6 zeros. That is host on single network. Number of these systems we can host on a single network for class A. This is a range of class A subnet range. The default subnet mask uses only 8 bits to identify the network, leaving 24 bits for host addressing. Correct? For class A, we saw already in IP address, only first 8 bits are for network and other 24 bits are for host address. Then same here, to subnet a class A network, you need to borrow a sufficient number of bits from the 24-bit host portion of mask to allow for the number of subnet you can plan to create now and in the future. Why we are borrowing? See, you need to borrow a sufficient number of bits from 24-bit host. Correct? In the class A, 8 bits we said network ID and other 24 are host portion. We are borrowing that specific number from host. Why? Because allow for the number of subnets you can plan to create. How many subnets we have to create, and if we want in a future. Suppose example, to create 2 subnet with more than 4 million hosts per subnet, you must borrow 2 bits from the second octet and use 10 masks, or values equal 1 bits for a subnet mask. That is, or 255.192 in decimal. What we did? We borrow 2 bits from the second octet and use a 10 mask. Means 192, 2 bits we taken and 10. See, subnet, this is the example. See, subnetting of class A network, in that keep in mind that each of the 8-bit octet has binary place value. Correct? When you borrow bits from the host ID portion of standard mask, you don't change the value of bits, only how they are grouped and used. Suppose the bit number is 8, then what you can say? See, power of 2, 2 raised to 7. That is decimal value of this 128. IP address octet in binary values. I mentioned here in detail. I given here. See, bit number, power of 2, and then decimal value is also here. Suppose if you are taking bit number 6, then power is 2 raised to 6. 2 raised to 6 means decimal value is 64. Class A subnet mask. A sample of subnet mask option available for class A address. See, subnet mask 255.0.0, number of bits in the mask 8, number of subnet 0, host of number of host per subnet. How many are they mentioned here? 16, 777, 214. Then subnet mask is for second. Suppose 255.192. Now here number of 1 bit in the mask. How many are here? 10. Then number of subnet is 2. And then number of host per subnet. That is, all subnet masks contain 32 bits. No more, no less. However, subnet mask cannot filter more than 30 bits. This means two things. One, that there cannot be more than 31 bits in the subnet mask. And second is that 3 must always be at least 2 bits available for the host ID. This is about class A only. Then subnet mask with the highest value. What is the highest? All 252, 255, 255, 255, and last one is 252 as a binary representation also mentioned here. The 2 zeros in the subnet mask represents 2 positions set aside for the host address portion of the address. Remember that address with all ones and all zeros. All ones means broadcast address and all zeros means local network. Cannot be used as they have a special meaning. Okay, means when we will use all ones, that means that one is broadcast address, and if we are using all zeros, that means that one is for local network. I think before showing these slides and before I am reading, I will show you one video. Using that video, your concept will be more clear. Now my voice is audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Build a network using Packet Tracer. This is Cisco Packet Tracer right here, and we're going to use routers, switches, and PCs to build a simple three subnet network. And first, let's go over how we're going to logically arrange this network. Okay, we're going to do a situation where we're given an address 192.168.1.0, but we're going to subnet it with a /27 subnet mask, meaning we're going to divide this normally one network of this 192.168.1 network, which would normally be /24, which would be one network with 256 hosts, 254 usable hosts, and we're going to break this network up into multiple networks and subnet it, in other words. So /27. And when we do that with a /27 subnet mask, our subnet mask will change from 255.255.255.0 to 255.255.255.224. And then I've written 224 here. I mean, I've written the entire subnet mask in binary here. And you can see now with a /27 subnet mask, we have 27 ones, right? And the last one happens to be in the 32s place. And here we have the place value for 8 bits. We have every 8-bit segment of 8 bits, how its place values from 2 to the 0 to 2 to the 7th. And in this case over here, 2 to the 0 to 2 to the 7th. So the 2 to the 0 is the 1's place, 2 to the 1's the 2's place, 4's place, 8's place, and then the 2 to the 5th place is the 32's place. And you can see here that if we count from the left, 2 to the 7th, 2 to the 6th, 2 to the 5th, 32. And so here we have this octet, and you see 3 over 1, 2, 3. We've borrowed 3 bits. This is the 25th bit, the 26th bit, and the 27th bit. And this bit right here is in the 32's place. So the magic number is 32. And what that tells us is the networks are going to go up by increments of 32. So our networks will be the 0 network, the 32 network, the 64 network, the 96 network, 128, 160, 192, and 224. Each one of these networks goes up by 32. Now, 0 is a network number, 31 is a broadcast number, but 32 is a network number, meaning nobody can be a 32. 32 is a network number. You can't, no host can occupy the 32 space. So 32 is a network number, 63 is the broadcast for the 32 network. Then we have the 64 network, the broadcast is 95, 96 network, broadcast is 127. If we go down here, we can see how we're going to work this here. So what we're going to do is we are going to have the 32 network over here, then we'll have a router, and then in between the two routers, we'll have the 64 network in between the two routers. And then on the other side of the router, on this LAN segment over here, we'll have the 96 network. So we'll have 2 routers, we'll have 2 LANs, one on one side of the router, the 96 network, and on the other side of this first router, we'll have the 32 network LAN. And then between the 2 networks, point-to-point serial link between the 2, we'll have the 64 network, right? So we've taken 1 network, and right now we're going to use 3 networks. We've made 8 networks by subnetting it with a /27, but we're just going to use 3 of them. All right, and then our addressing scheme for this will look like this. Okay, and I've just broken this down to show you how we're going to do this. In this LAN, in this first LAN over here, the 32 network, the first usable host will be 33, and router 1 will be that host on his fast Ethernet interface. So right there on the fast Ethernet interface, he'll be 33. The PC will occupy 34, the next usable host. So the PC will be 34, and the PC's gateway will be router 1's fast Ethernet interface 33. Then between the 2 routers, they're going to be in the 64 network. They're going to use the first and second hosts. So router 1 serial link will be 65. Router 2's serial link will be 66. Then on the second LAN, on the other LAN, you can see here that we're going to be the 96 network, and the first usable host, it will be 97, and so router 2's Ethernet interface, fast Ethernet interface, will be the 97, and then the second usable host in that network will be PC2. So PC2's NIC will be 98. So PC2 will be 98, and his gateway will be 97, the router 2 Ethernet interface. So that's how we're going to set up this network, and we're going to set it up in Packet Tracer. And so I'm going to go over to Packet Tracer now, and I'm going to start dragging out some routers. So I'll click on routers, and I'm just going to click generic router here and place a generic router and a generic router, and then I might just move them a little closer. Okay, and then I'm going to switch to switches, and I'll just get a generic switch here and place that here, and another generic switch, place that there. And then for end devices, we need a generic PC, so PC here, and a PC here. All right, and now we need to connect these computers together. So I'll click on the links, and straight through cable is right here. So I'll click on this straight through cable. I'll click on PC 0 here and fast Ethernet, and then stretch it over to the switch. And then I'll use the first Ethernet port on the switch, fast Ethernet 01. So they're connected now. Okay, if I wanted to, I can change the names of these to PC1. Okay, and leave that at switch 0. And now I'm going to do between the switch and the router's Ethernet interface, it's also going to be a straight through cable. So I'll click on the straight through cable, click here, and use the second Ethernet on the switch, drag it over to the router, and use the router's first Ethernet. Okay, so that's set up. All right, now between the two routers, this is interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to put a serial link between the two. So we're going to look here for a serial link between the two. Let's see here. There we go, serial link, serial DCE, serial DTE, right? We have to figure out how that's going to be. So serial DCE. So I'll click here and click right there, and serial 2.0, and then click over here and to serial 2.2/0, right? So I've put a serial connection on this. I clicked on the DCE. So now if I hold up here, and you can see here on the, if I put the cursor over the serial link, you'll see that router 0 here, the router on the left, has the clock on it. That has the clock rate. And the second router over here on the right, I'm going to change these to router 1, and then this one will be router 2. So the first router, router 1, if you look here, he is the DC. It has the clock rate on his serial interface, and router 2 has no clock rate on his on the cable, not on the interface yet, but on the cable has the DTE end. So the serial cable has a DTE end. It's connected to router 2, and has a DCE end connected to router 1. So I will have to configure the routers accordingly, with clock rate for router 1 and no clock rate for router 2. So router 1 will emulate our DCE, and router 2 will emulate our DTE on this WAN connection. Okay, I'm going to go back here and put straight through cables on the rest here from PC1. I'll start there, fast Ethernet, over to the switch, to the first Ethernet, and then once again to the switch, to the second Ethernet, and over to the router's first Ethernet. Okay, so that's good. So everything is connected, and eventually what we'll do is hopefully we'll see green lights eventually happen for this situation. And the next step is to configure these routers so that all our interfaces are configured and up and running. Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to build a network.
This we saw how to configure a subnet.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I didn't understand how we decided 32 as a magic number.
Okay. Just a minute, I'll explain that part. Now see, we required a 27, correct? We want 27 subnets. Now, if we are seeing the 2 power of 2 raised to, then we will see 2 raised to 0, 1, 2 raised to 1, 2, 2 raised to 2, 4, 2 raised to 3, 8, 2 raised to 4 is 16. Then 16 and 32, in which 27 will come. Because of that, they taken a 32 as a magic number. Are you getting my point?
Ma'am, is it necessary that 27 should be the number?
Actually, they taken that number. We have to create, if you want to create a subnet of 30 for you, if you want to create subnet of 30, it's your choice how much subnet you have to create. As per and relevant to that number, you have to take that number. Related number.
So this will be in the question what number we are taking.
Yes, that depends on how much, which number you are taking. On that number will select.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. See in this slide also you can see the number of bit, one bit in a mask is 8, number of subnet is 0. Then they taken 192, the subnet mask is 10. Means relevant to order of 2. They are taking the number. Here in one slide also I mentioned, see this bit number, power of 2 and decimal value. If we want the bit number is 6, that is 2 raised to 5 and bit number is 32. Then we required 27, we have to make a 27 subnets. Then 27 is in between 32 and 16. 16 is less, then we are taking the 32 number. For class A. Now we will see the part of class B and C. See the table on the slide, the class A subnet mask is similar to the table used for class B and class C, IP address and subnet mask. The only difference is that you have fewer options due to fewer number of bits available, and that you are much more likely to work with class B and class C network in real life. Networks, a sample of subnet mask available for class B. Now here you can see the subnet mask 255.255. First, the 255 means 2 times 255 shows the network ID. Other are 0.0. That is number of bits in the mask. The zeros are 00, that is 8 bit, and 255 8 bit. That is number of bits in the mask is 16. Okay. Then number of subnet is 0. The number of host per subnet they are deciding, and binary mask subnet mask also they shown. Binary means they just shown 255. How we are representing the all ones when the 000. The second you can see 255.255.192.0. Now 192 also 8 bit added, means see 0 only 10 is here. Then the number of 1 bit in the mask is 18, and number of subnets are, how many subnets are here? 2. The number of host per subnet they are mentioned here. Again, the next is 20, 24, 28 and 30. This is for class B. Now this is class C. Now in class C, the first three IDs are 255, 255, 255 and last one is 0. Then number of bits is 24, then increase by 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. This is for class C. Now knowing how to calculate subnet, we will see that. See this part. Now you can see this image. Number of host per subnet is equal to 2 number of bits used for the host minus 2, and net number of subnets 2 number of bits used for subnet that were minus 2. Means what we are doing, see, to determine the number of subnet and host per subnet available for any available subnet mask, two simple formulas to calculate this number. If we want to calculate, then how we are calculating? Power of 2 and minus 2 for host per subnet. If we are calculating number of subnets are available in our network, then we will take a 2 number of bits used for subnet and minus 2. Although the two formulas look identical, the key is to remember the number you are trying to calculate, host or subnet, which you are calculating. Suppose you are asked to determine the number of subnet available and the number of host available on each. The subnet on the network is 192.168.1.0. And the another is using the subnet and host formulas, the answer are easily calculated. Of course, you must know your power of 2 to calculate the answer. Okay, now are you getting this point? What they are saying, if you are calculating using the subnet and host formula, you can easily calculate how many subnets are available in your network. C, class C subnets. Knowing the relation in the table, we will reduce the time you spend calculating subnetting problems. Okay, they mentioned directly here. Class B subnets also they calculated. In short, broadcast. Before we saw class A, class B and class C, now we will see for broadcast. A broadcast is a message that every node on network or subnetwork receives and examines. Cisco IOS supports the two different types of broadcast messages, flooded or directed. In that, generally speaking, routers do not propagate broadcast. which is one of the benefit of installing a router in the first place. The flooded broadcast, those with the nominal broadcast address. Already we saw that if we have to send the broadcast message, then our address is all 255. All four numbers are 255. Are not forwarded by the router and are considered a local traffic only. Directed broadcast, which contains all ones in the host portion of IP address and are addresses to be specific subnetwork and are allowed to pass. This is work done by router. Now see this one more example I mentioned here. 255, 3 times 255, 128 or per 25. See now here you can see how many subnets, since 128 is a 1 bit. How 1 bit? See 1 or 0, 0, 0. 2 raised to 1, that is 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. The how many host per subnet? We have 7 host bits off. Why? Because the total bits are 8 and 1 is first bit, other are 0, that is 7 host bits off. So the equation would be 2 raised to 7 minus 2, that is 126 hosts are there. What are the valid subnet? 256 minus 128, that is 128. Remember, we will start a 0 and count in our block size, so our subnets are 0, 128. Are you getting now this point? How subnet are here? How I calculated? Suppose the last digit is 128. In the 128, how we are showing a representation of 128 in binary digit, 8 bit. The first number only 1, other 7 are zeros. Then 2 raised to 1, that is equal to 2. Because of that, 2 raised to 7 minus 2, that is 126 hosts. What are the valid subnets? Then 256 minus 128 is equal to 128. Remember, we will start at 0 and count in our block size. So our subnet is 0, 128. See again. What's the broadcast address for each subnet? The number right before the value of next subnet is all host bits turned on and equal the broadcast address for the 0 subnet. The next subnet is 128. So the broadcast of 0 subnet is 127. Now what the question is, what are the valid host? These are the numbers between the subnet and broadcast address. See, logical network implementation. See here what they are showing, the 2, 3.130 and 0.131 devices. One is router here, 192.168.10.0 and then 192.168.10.128. Here 1 to 129. See here the practice example to see. Now we are showing 224/27. The network is 192.168.10.0. 192.168.10.0. Okay, in this diagram I mentioned here. Now how many subnets are here? 224. Correct. Last digit is 224. Then how we are representing in binary number? 111000. So our equation would be 2 raised to 3 equal to 8. Then how many hosts? 2 raised to 5 minus 2 is equal to 30. What are the valid subnets? 256 minus 224. That is 32 we are valid. See again we just start at 0 and count the subnet mask value in the block. The 32, 0, 32, 64, 96, 128, 160, 192 and 224. What's the broadcast address for each subnet? Always the number right before the next subnet. We'll see what are the valid host, the number between the subnet number and broadcast address. I mentioned few more example also here. See in practice, okay. The same example. Now we will see the part variable length subnet mask. VLSM, variable length subnet mask. Subnet with requirement shown. See, net A 14 host and net D. These two networks are here, network A and network D. In the network A 14 hosts are there, network D 7 hosts. In the network B 28 hosts and in network E 28 hosts. Now network C is having 2 hosts. Variable length subnet mask, 5 subnets needed. Correct? See how many networks are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we require 5 subnets needed. Can be assigned as follow. For network A, suppose we assigned 0 to 27. The host range is 1 to 30. 32 to 27, that is our range will start 33 to 62, then 64, 65 to 94, and 96 to 27, that is 97 to 126, and then network E, I suppose the range of network E is 128 to 27, that is 129 to 158. We will assign this. Now practically how it does, subnet with requirements. See, this is network A, network B, network C, network D, and network E. And other those are unused subnets. These three are host address allocated already for this subnet, and that those are blank. That is host address unused. Now variable length subnet, in that same network and requirement as in sample. Exercise 1, develop a subnetting scheme using a VLSN given. See, network A must supported 14 hosts. Network B support 28 hosts, network C supports 2 hosts, and network D supports 7 hosts, network E support 28 hosts. Determine what mask allows the required number of hosts. For that, how we can calculate? See, network A requires A to 28, that is mask to support 14 hosts. Then A to 27, that to support the 28 host. Means numbers we are given here, 2 hosts, 7 hosts, and 28 hosts. This is about variable length subnet mask. This also mentioned one more. I will show you, then you can understand. Okay. This is the variable length subnet mask. See, network, I mentioned network here, then network B, network E, network A, and network D. What they are did here, only this network they are divided in that part in sub networks, and other part is 0 to 128 part is used, and another part is reserved for future use. How they are distributed? See, in this slides also I mentioned that part only. Host address range 1 to 30, 33 to 64, 62, 65 to 78, 81 to 94, 97 to 98. Then the last topic of this setting or subnetting is classless interdomain routing. What he is doing, CIDR, classless interdomain routing, improves the address space utilization, routing scalability in the internet. For example, if an ISP owns network 172.16.0.0/16, 16 means 16 networks, subnetworks are there, then the ISP can offer these 172.16.1.0, 172.16.2.0, and so on to the customer. Yet when advertising to other providers, then the ISP only needs to advertise what? 172.16.00. It have to create 16 domain or 16 networks. Who is doing this? Classless interdomain routing. Now any confusion, any question? I think number of students having number of confusion, but you read again these slides and then you ask me whatever you have doubt. Otherwise you can ask me now also, but now just I explain you numbers, the number of numbers are here, but you will do this practically, means at least you note down 255 8 bits, the representation of 8 bits, how we are doing, how many zeros are there, how many ones are there. If we are taking 28 number, then how many zeros, how many ones are there, then you can understand how we are creating this subnet mask. Why then you use this formula also, then also you can understand the concept how we are taking this number. See this, knowing how to calculate the subnets. If you read this again, how to calculate the number of hosts per subnet. In our subnet, how many hosts are there? If you want to calculate, if our network is big, then how many subnet in our network? Then this formula I mentioned here, you use it, then you can understand how we are dividing our network. And this is a simple concept of network. We are just giving the IP address. We are dividing that IP address. Whatever we saw already, the IP address is divided into 4 parts. A, B, C, D. A part is having first part only network ID. Then another remaining 3 parts are host. Here, A, class A, first octet 0 to 127. That is subnet mask is 8 here. Then B 128 to 191, then subnet mask is 16 here. Then class C 192 to 223, that is subnet mask is 24 here. If you want to select, then this class range is up to 24. Then class D and class E, we saw class D for unused, class D for broadcast and class E is unused. This is we are using in subnetting. This IP address and this IP address range, we are using this part. If you understood this part clearly, then you can understand this subnet part. See, subnet IP address has a two-part network ID and host ID. That part only we are using in subnet. Half part for network, half part for subnet. See, class A 255, other 3 are zeros. Class B 2 parts are network ID, other 2 are 0. And class C 3 parts are network, other are 0. The concept is very easy and simple. Just you read again, then you will understand it. Okay. If you have any free lecture in week, then please inform me. I will take your one more extra lecture because our syllabus is vast and I have to complete within a time up to a 20 or 24 date. Then if whenever you are free, please inform me, or if you know, let me know. We are free in a week, any session.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I didn't understand the examples that you gave.
Okay.
The practice examples.
Yes, yes. Again, I will explain. These are, see this example, you can see this slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see now, this is a class C network. Okay, in class C network, the first 3 dots, this 255, 255 and 255, these are showing your network ID and last one showing your host ID. Okay, here now you have to create your subnet. How we will do this? See, 128 if you are showing in binary format, then how it in octet format, then first one digit is 1, other all are zeros. If that digit is 1, means that is showing 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. Okay, how many host per subnet? Okay, we will see we have 7 host bit off, because this is the class C example, the last digit having a 8 bit. In that 1 is 1 bit, we have only 7 host bits off. Now how we will do this? Our formula 2 raised to 7 minus 2. How many subnet? How many hosts in our subnet? That is 2 raised to 7 minus 2. This is a formula. Then 2 raised to 7 value minus 2, the answer is 126 hosts in this network. What are the valid subnet? Then how we can calculate this? The total are 255. That is 256 starts from 1. That is 256. If he starts from 0, then that will come 255. If he starts from 1, then here 256 minus 128. That one is the last digit of here. That is 256 minus 128. The answer is 128. Okay. Now, the broadcast address of each subnet, the number right before the value of next subnet, is all host bits turned on and equal to the broadcast address. For the 0 subnet, if your subnet for the 0 subnet, the next subnet is 128. So the broadcast of 0 subnet is 127. If you are asking this question, or if you want another, means class A, example of class A.
Yes, ma'am.
Class C, practice class B. See now here also same thing. Now the two part. This is the example of class B. In class B, the first 2 digit are for network, the last 2 digit are for host. Now here I mentioned 128 and /17. Now network is 172.16.0. This is a part of network. The subnet is 2 raised to 1. Now why here 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2? See, host, we are calculating host 2 raised to 15 minus 2, that is 32,766. Why these? The 7 bits in the third octet and 8 bits in the fourth octet or fourth. Then valid subnet is 256 minus 128. If we are doing this subtraction, then we will get 128. See, remember that subnetting is performed in the third octet, so that subnet numbers are really 0.0. Because why third octet? See, first octet is 255, second octet is 255, and third octet is 128. And the last one is our 0. Then here, remember the subnetting is performed in the third octet, so the subnet numbers are really 0.0 and 128.0 as shown in the next table. See, you can see this table. Now, here subnet, first host, last host and broadcast. First host, who is first, 0,1 or 28.1. And the last host, who is last host? The end of the host is 255. Then if we are starting from 127.254, because our data will start from 0.1. First host is showing 0.1 and 128.1. Then last is our 127.254 and the broadcast is 127.255. Means that last 0 that is useful. That 0 is showing how many number IP address they are showing in our network. If we are mentioned 255, then data they are showing all system. Whatever number of system, whatever systems in our network, that message will go to all system. 255. 254 means limited system. Limited in that this is the last one, 254. And if the first one is there 0.1 or 128.1, this is the first system or first host. Hope so you understand this concept now. Still you have doubt? Again, I will explain in the next lecture.
Ma'am, actually, the formulas that you've told, the two formulas,
Yes.
can you please the examples of those two so that we can proceed with these examples, because I'm not able to understand how to solve by the formula.
Okay, then in next lecture I will take few examples related to that formula and we will solve that. We will use that formula and then we will solve, then maybe you will understand. Okay?
Because ma'am, orally we are not able to understand because
yes. Okay. Okay, I can understand now what is your problem, means what part you have not understood. Again, I will explain using the formula and same example related to formula.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will stop here. Thank you everyone and please inform me if you are free in a week. Then I will take one more extra lecture. Just a minute, I will take attendance. Yes.